All right, good morning, folks. 7:19 in the morning, and the temperature is 62.4 degrees on the 13th day of May, which would make this day 40, day 40. So just made it back to highway, I think it's 58. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Abel brought myself as well as Jamaican, with whom I've been splitting a room for the past 3 nights, as well as a fella on his first day on trail called Chris from Vancouver. He's piecing together a section hike, and check that out. Very cool. Thank you so much, Potato. Thanks for the lovely note. I'll open that up and read it with some interest. I'll carry out the trash, don't worry about it. What else do we got? Yeah, a pretty good stop. Definitely slack pack yesterday was nice. Having a day off, or excuse me, slack pack 2 days ago was nice. And having a day off yesterday, also always very nice. Should be on track to meet up with my folks on the prescribed date at the more or less prescribed place. And yeah, generally feeling good. The plan for today, I think we got about 88 miles or something to get to Walker Pass, which I think is going to be my next stop, just for a night or something. And you know what? I'm going to do one thing at a time. I'm going to come right back. All right, sorry about that. Potato, thank you so much for that lovely note. That was really nice. That's actually the first time I think that I've had someone leave a note for me ahead on trail, so that was kind of cool to find. Thank you so much for that. That was really lovely, and definitely I'll pack it out myself, keep it for the scrapbook sort of thing, you know. So yeah, I was saying, so this jump from Highway 58 to Walker Pass, just about 88 miles or so. A couple things that are kind of on my radar is that I think it's about an average of like 4,000 feet or something of elevation gain per day, which isn't completely insane, but also, you know, is 4,000 feet a day is a decent little elevation shift so far on this trail. And it's also supposed to be warming up quite a bit these next few days. So I'm planning on 4 days. I have 4.5 days of food, however. So if I do, you know, wind up going slow or taking breaks or just trying to stay cool or whatever, that's an option I'm leaving open. So yeah, plan for today, meanwhile, is that the first leg of this jump is going to be relatively dry. So I'm going to meander about a mile following Highway 58 off to what is obviously the east, and then I'll bear north. And I'll have about 16 miles before the first water source, 17 miles before the first water source. And after that water source, it is another 10 miles until there's a road that crosses the PCT. You follow that road 1 mile to the trail west, and there's a water source there. And after that one, it's another 10 miles. So basically you have water in 16 miles, you have water in 10 miles by way of a 1 mile spur, and then you have no water for another 10 miles. So I'm gonna kind of see how it all shakes out. What I'd love to do is get to that first water source today at 16 or 17 or whatever. Hang out, drink some water, probably cook up some dinner, and then pack out whatever I need for the next morning, and maybe go another 4 or 5 miles today before calling it camp. But frankly, as I just said, after about a mile of following the highway, I have about 5 miles of climbing. Just uninterrupted elevation gain. So we'll be gaining about 2,500 feet of elevation here, all in one fell swoop, before we start into the normal sort of ramble up and down type business, at which point we'll work on accruing the balance between that 2,500 and the 4,000 or so, which I'd like to do today. So hopefully that all makes sense. Feeling good, feeling rested. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers last night, who are advancing in the NBA Finals with a victory over Golden State Warriors last night. So Jamaican's a big old basketball fan, and we had that on. So yeah, that's all I got. I will definitely check in with you guys later. Hey guys, how's it going? It is 12:29 in the afternoon and 81 degrees even. I'm just a touch over 13 miles into the day, just a touch over 3 miles to get to Golden Oaks Spring. Just had a quick view dedication I wanted to get out, so a few more folks have been super kind and generous enough to donate to the hike. Again, if you feel like donating, all those links are in the description down below for every single one of these videos. And if you're not able to donate, please do at a minimum. Guys, just hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Analytics tell me that half of you who watch aren't subscribed, which just hit subscribe, man. It means a lot to me. I'm so close to 2,000 subs now, so hopefully by the time this comes out, we're there. Anyways, if you do make a financial donation to the hike using any of the links in the description, I'd like to throw a quick view dedication your way. So this one's gonna go out to Jill, Curtis, and Potato. I did learn your real name, Potato, in the note which you left for me here at Highway 58, but I kind of like just calling you Potato Thorn, so I hope that's okay. Anyways, Jill, Curtis, and Potato, check out this view. This is something really special to me. So we're just kind of moving through the sort of far north extreme of the wind farm aspect of this hike. But if you can see that snowy mountain way off in the distance, that is actually a really special visage. So that snowy peak way off in the distance, as well as if you can make out, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to make out any of the sort of adjoining peaks, which are all pretty well snowed over. That is Olancha Peak. That's 12,000, a little over 12,100 feet above the planet Earth's oceans, which makes it, you know, over 2 miles above the planet Earth's oceans. That Olancha Peak is, I think I mentioned this, just about 74 miles north of me right here. And that's going to be one of the first passes, good Lord willing, if I'm able to go through the Sierras. That'll be one of the first noteworthy passes I think that I go over. I mean, every pass is noteworthy, I guess, but yeah, this is officially my first view of the Sierra, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's actually, I think, a pretty special view dedication, so I'm excited to extend it to you guys. Thank you again so much for your hospitality, your generosity, kindness of spirit, and just for following me along and encouraging me. Jill, Curtis, Potato, thank you so much, guys. Olancha Peak coming up in hopefully a few weeks, and yeah, I'll get back to hiking. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, good evening, folks. It is 4:57 and 85.8 degrees, pretty warm. Just about a quarter mile or so from camp. It's a just an established sort of tent site, campsite, whatever. Over, for those of you who are interested in mile numbers, it is mile 587.5. So that's just about, excuse me, 20 and a half miles in the books today. A little less far than I would have liked, but frankly, it's fine. It's totally fine, and it's going to be a nice, convenient stop. So I didn't mention this morning a couple of other notes. So I did mention that it was 16 or 17 miles or whatever to get to the first water source. Probably should have mentioned, just kind of for the record and your information, I carried 3 liters to start the day today, and that was pretty much perfect to get me that 16 miles or whatever it was to get to the water source. I bring that up because, as I think I mentioned earlier, the next water source from where I'll be camping tonight is about another, I mean, there's kind of two. So there's one that's after 10 miles, and then you got to take a 1 mile spur off trail. And then there's a second, which is after 16 miles from both of those, referencing the starting points of camp tonight. So, basically back at that water source that I was at today, that single water source, Golden Oak or whatever it was, Golden Oak Spring, you know, cooked dinner there and cleaned up there so that I wouldn't have any sort of dinner water needs tonight. And also packed out just about probably 4.5 liters, kind of with an eye, usually in the morning between the bidet and the coffee. I took about a liter, and then I wanted to have a liter to drink tonight, and that leaves me 2 liters to go, whether I decide to go 10 plus 1 or just 16 outright to get to water tomorrow, and I feel pretty good about that. That said, I will indeed, per usual or something like usual or whatever, plan on getting a halfway decent early start tomorrow, just to try and beat the heat of the day, try and get as many of those miles as I can in while it's still relatively cool, and hopefully that should be a nice move, which winds up paying dividends. Yeah, I feel pretty good today. Day went pretty smoothly. I did, while in town, also receive my bounce box, which I had sent to Tehachapi, so kind of cleaned up the beard, buzzed up the hair a little bit up top. Also used my thumper, my little percussive massager, shared that with Jason. He was interested, Jamaican, if you will, shared that with Jamaican, and he was excited to use it, and then left it in the care of the very competent, super friendly Abel, the shuttle driver. I had already purchased $14 of postage at the guidance of the postal clerk. That would be adequate to mail it to Ridgecrest, and Abel was kind enough to confirm that postage was sufficient, and then texted me a receipt that he had dropped it off just this morning. So that's fantastic. It'll be waiting for me when I get to Ridgecrest, which will be great. And then I'll just reassess from there where it goes. I really don't know still what the plan is for getting into the Sierra, but that'll be the next chapter of this journey for now. However, I should be really close to camp, so I just wanted to get this evening check-in done so that I can get to camp. Again, I've already eaten, so I'm just kind of going to pitch up, process, probably throw in a snack or two, and bunk up for the night. But I will most assuredly check in with you guys tomorrow. Okay, just one final note on the headphones today. I forewent my standard podcast regimen and instead opted for my very first audiobook of the trail, and it was a beautiful choice. It is the Essential, I'm going to paraphrase the exact name of it, but it's the Essential Lewis and Clark Expedition Journal. So it's like a 5-hour audiobook. Pretty much took care of the whole thing today, but I look forward to finishing it probably tomorrow morning. And man, couple of tough dudes, man. Highly recommend checking out some of those journal entries from Lewis and Clark Expedition. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get myself to camp, get to bed, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.